The Clark Field disaster occurred on December 8, 1941, just hours after the attack on Pearl Harbor. It was a devastating blow to the U.S. Army Air Forces in the Philippines, as Japan launched a surprise air raid that destroyed much of the American air power in the region. The disaster marked the beginning of the Japanese invasion of the Philippines and exposed critical weaknesses in the U.S. defensive strategy. The attack on Clark Field. Clark Field, located in Pampanga, Luzon, was the primary air base of the Far East Air Force, FEF, under the command of Major General Lewis H. Brereton. On the morning of December 8, news of the attack on Pearl Harbor reached the base, putting American forces on high alert. However, confusion and indecision over how to respond led to a critical delay in launching defensive air patrols or preemptive strikes on Japanese bases in Taiwan. At 12:35 p.m., nearly 200 Japanese bombers and fighters struck Clark Field and other nearby airfields in a coordinated assault. The attack caught many American aircraft on the ground, including the U.S. Beach-17 Flying Fortress bombers and Pete-40 Warhawks, which were lined up on the runway. In a matter of minutes, the Japanese air raid wiped out nearly half of the Far East Air Force, destroying over 50 aircraft and severely damaging ground facilities. Consequences of the disaster. The destruction at Clark Field crippled the U.S. air defense in the Philippines, giving Japan air superiority and paving the way for a swift invasion. Without air cover, American and Filipino ground forces were left vulnerable, forcing them into a defensive retreat. The disaster also shattered U.S. morale, as it mirrored the unpreparedness seen at Pearl Harbor. Aftermath and impact. The loss of Clark Field contributed to the rapid fall of the Philippines in early 1942, culminating in the Bataan Death March and the surrender of Corregidor. However, the setback fueled a fierce resistance movement and reinforced General Douglas MacArthur's determination to reclaim the islands. The Clark Field disaster remains a stark example of miscommunication, poor coordination, and the devastating effects of an unanticipated attack.